Good morning, class. Today we're going to discuss Intro to Equations. We've been building up to this point by understanding how to add and subtract, multiply and divide real numbers, and how to use the distributive property to simplify. Now we're going to put this all in equations. An equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign. Remember, I referred to math before as like learning a different language. So if math is a whole new language, equations are its sentences. Here's one of the equations that we know matter-of-factly now, which is 3 plus 4 equals 7. That's an equation. It has an equal sign. All right. X minus 2 equals 12 is our algebraic equation. That's what we're going to look at. Remember, x minus 2 itself is an expression. Now we're dealing with equations. An equation can either be true, false, or open. All right. If it has a variable in it like this one, we're going to call it open. If we have a numerical equation, we're going to solve it. 16 minus 7 is 9. Equals 4 plus 5, which is 9. So this one is true. Here we have 32 divided by 8, which is 4, equals 6. Does not equal 6, so this is false. So you can have an open equation, we can have a true equation, or we can have a false equation. Here is a good test-taking strategy where this comes into play. All right, here we are giving a word problem. It says an art student wants to make a model of the Mayan Great Ball Court in Itza, Mexico. The length of the court is 2.4 times its width. So the length is 2.4 times its width. The length of the student's model is 54 inches. So if you know the length is 54 and you know the width is 2.4 is, anytime we see is, okay, that's where we put an equal sign. Is 2.4 times its width. So here's our equation as it shows you below. Once we have our equation set up, we can just plug in these values to see what's true. So here, down here, it has check A, check B, check C, check D. So if we check A, we get 54 equals 2.4 times 2.4. Which does not equal 54. It equals 5.76. So that's not even close. For B, it wants us to plug in 11.25. Well, that should probably get us a little closer because it's much bigger than 2.4. And 2.4 times 11.25 gives us 27. So that's still not going to help us out. C, we have 54 equals 22.5 times 2.4. All right, I wrote that backwards, but remember with the associative or the commutative property of multiplication, order doesn't matter. This time, in fact, I do get 54. So C is going to be my answer. So that's how we would do it in a real world problem, or that's how we would check our answers on a multiple choice test. You just figure out your equation, you plug the possible answers into that equation. Whichever one's right gives you the correct answer. Here's another example you might see with equations. All right, it says tell whether the given number is a solution of the equation. The given number is the one written after the semicolon. All right, it doesn't always tell you that n equals 7. It may have the equation, a semicolon, and then the number. So all we're going to do is we're going to do some evaluation by plugging that number in for the variable and seeing if the equation is true. So if we use order of operations, we want to multiply first, and then we ultimately see that 6 equals 6. So it's true. So 7 is a solution to the equation. This is a little just intro to equations. Sometime next week we will probably be starting to solve these equations. Good luck with the check your understanding and the questions that follow this lesson.